he took us to the bayonet assault course.
Bayonet assault course, about 500 meters.
The goal was to practice our new bayonet techniques in more difficult terrain than an open field.
As you're going through the course, you'll negotiate the obstacles. You'll hit any of the targets that have a red square painted on them. Down and drop. Almost perfect, good to go. There you go. Now lay down, drop your hand with the weapon down the other side. Just set your sheath down, let your partner know that you're up so you can engage the targets.
Set.
Execute. Left.
Right.
Strike. Middle. Good. Get down in the water. Don't be afraid of it. There you go. Get down in, nice and wet. Watch the wire. Head it, head it. Climbing up. Sword Ming. Go.
This is not easy work. You watch it from home and you're like, yeah, I could do that. No, I don't think so.
But the tough terrain of this course is nothing compared to what we've got waiting for us.
Let's go, get in the room, let's go!
We're about to enter the top secret Marine Corps leadership room. But the Leathernecks have another name for it. They call it the House of Pain. Marines have used unarmed combat techniques everywhere, from the jungles of the Philippines to the snow and ice of the Chosin Reservoir in Korea. And it was in these exotic locations that the Marines began assembling the pieces that would one day become the Marine Corps martial art program.
In Japan, after World War II, many Marines were exposed to the diverse Japanese martial arts, including jiu-jitsu. We're about to get a crash course in one of the joint-breaking jiu-jitsu moves that has become a cornerstone of McMap.
Once he ends up with that leg, he's gonna finish this technique. Finish out.
This one looks familiar to me from my MMA training.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Looks like you guys are doing a rolling knee bar fight.
We are doing a rolling knee bar, and basically we would use this combatively. We could either use it lethal or non-lethal. All right, what we're doing right now is like more non-lethal NATO operation, controlling our technique. If we were to do this combatively, we would actually break the leg.
50 years ago, every move a Marine learned was designed to kill. But on tours of duty today, a Marine might have to do anything from crowd control to keeping an enemy alive for questioning. So every McMap move must be adaptable to different environments and different needs.
So the enemy comes up behind you and surprises you. So after the first initial surprise, your instinct is to do what?
Strike to the face. Strike to the face, bend down to grab the closest leg to me, lock it in, and roll into my right shoulder. Okay? Arching forward and throw my back back. So he taps. Now, of course, I'm going nice and slow. You know, like I said, we're gonna grab this and I'm gonna pull the leg off. I'm gonna break the leg.
Can that really snap a leg off?
Yes, it can.
Wow.
Yes. So, just imagine, I got this, it's probably, ooh, it's hurting right there. Just, boom, lock it off, come up, stomp, transition, you know, whatever you need to do, weapon system, finish your opponent.
The rolling knee bar is used when an opponent attacks you from behind. First, the Marine delivers 2 elbow strikes to the opponent's head. These aren't designed to finish him off, just stun and disorient him. The Marine then drops his weight, breaking the enemy's balance. The soldier then rolls forward, grabs his enemy's knee, and from the ground, he forces it back, locking out the knee joint.
Grab rope. Okay, lock it in. Hips nice and low. Wait a minute, see this gap right here? Slide down. Lean back, arch your hips. Boom, that's it. That's it, good job.
But the real damage from the knee bar doesn't come from gravity. It comes from leverage. Once the knee is locked, your hips act like a fulcrum, and his leg acts like a lever, multiplying any force you apply. So even though the ligaments and tendons around the knee can sustain 1,700 newtons of force, the knee bar can load a lot more than that, enough to completely destroy the joint.
But in combat, you have to finish your opponent off as soon as possible. He may be injured, but Marines are taught to always assume an opponent is still armed. The rule is, once you start on him, you stay on him.
Once you engage a suspect, he's yours. I have to deal with you until I kill you or I cuff and stuff you and have you in the back for the trailers. Good.
To get a feel for what the move might be like during combat, we geared up with flak jackets and Kevlar helmets.
Good. Good job. A lot tighter.
Better?
Yep, a lot
Tell
better.
you what, having this gear on not only makes it heavier and harder, but your balance is taking off kilter. The weight's bringing you forward, and you've got to look around at different obstacles, and you have to be able to see it and go after it. That comes through repetition. Speaking of, let's do this one more time.
Good job.
Thank you.
For a technique to be included in the MCMAP program, it's got to adapt to any situation. From the caves of Afghanistan to the ghettos of Baghdad. Classes go on across the base every day, teaching the 182 different moves of MCMAP.
Down on the ground right now!
One of the most effective is a takedown, known here as the reap.
His position is going to allow me to move forward and break his center of gravity, so we're still following basic principles of entry, off balance, and a throw. I'll just execute an outside reap and break him down.
The reap was first adapted by Marines in China, who trained with the Shanghai police before World War II. Famous for opium smuggling and organized crime during the 1920s and 30s, the Chinese port was one of the most dangerous cities in the world. The local police kept order with a variety of kung fu techniques. Soon, the Marines stationed there began using the techniques, first to keep the streets around the American embassy safe, but ultimately against the Japanese who invaded in 1937. Even though the reap seems like a simple move, it can easily put a bad guy in a world of hurt.
Boom, and look where your knee's at. Your knee and shin is groin up through the center line of his body. So if he pulls you down, he's increasing damage to himself. Max effect, minimal effort.
To execute the reap, the foot pressure must be applied while the opponent is still stepping.
As he's stepping forward, I'm going to try and sweep the foot in, at the same time off balancing by pulling and pushing across, breaking the center of gravity, taking him down to the ground.
The key to the reap is to get your opponent's center of mass outside his stability zone. To do that, the Marine pushes his opponent at a location above the center of mass, while using his sweeping leg to create a tripping point, which is below his opponent's center of mass. Once the loss of stability has occurred, gravity does the work and the damage. On the ground and on his back, your opponent is now vulnerable to any number of finishing strikes.
With so many MCMAP moves borrowed from other disciplines, I wondered how a professional mixed martial artist would stand up against the Marines.
You know, if we go into the ring with Randy Couture, good chance he's going to kick my butt. He comes out to my world, there's an even better chance that I'll kill him.
We were about to see just what he meant at a training facility so intense it has never been shown on television before.
Ready? Let's go, get in the room, let's go!
Officially, it's called the Leadership Room because it tests your fighting skills under incredible pressure. Unofficially, it's called the House of Pain, and it's designed for one thing: